Helen, before we talk about yesterday's game, the season opener, let's go back to the start of practice. Different, challenging, interesting 3 or 4 weeks that you've had trying to work together a very large roster, a lot of new players, very young team. This is a different experience than we've had here in quite a long time. Talk about how that has gone for you.
Yeah, you kind of, you lose four starters, five seniors, and just, a lot of experience. And those players have played a lot of minutes. I mean, Kinder Knudsen had played a lot since her freshman year, Katara since her sophomore year, and then Jess Kramer and Lexi Zapone, stalwarts for two straight years. And just we'd had teams where it was just juniors and seniors playing a lot of minutes for a long time. And then you're like, oh, I kind of forgot that you have to teach this thing and that thing. And so we, with the big group, what we did was we started with the new players coming in for half an hour on their own and teaching some of the basics that the returners just need some reps on, and not the teaching part. And then would have the returners stay and do some stuff at the end. And so we staggered our practice times to try to get a little bit extra teaching, which I think was helpful. But yeah, just trying to figure out who does what, and really getting an evaluation. I realized how hard it is to evaluate players with 21 players on your team. So we have done the best we can, and we're excited about the talent level of the new players, and just trying to figure out what the roles are going to be able to happen through the first few games.
So now let's look at the season opener, Eastern Oregon, a team that had already played 3 or 4 games, our season opener,
Right.
Lost in overtime, had the lead through much of the game, played really well in some stretches, and then it got away at the end. Give us your evaluation.
Yeah, I think we had some players step up and do some really great things for us. I mean, Grace Douglas off the bench, who barely played last year, I thought came in and played well. Bree Maley, who's just waited for her chance to get on the court as a senior, had 7 offensive rebounds. And then our returners, who had good minutes last year, I thought did a nice job. They have like 8 or 9 seniors on their team and have games under their belt. So when it got to that overtime, I think that's where the experience made a big difference, and they ran some things that we hadn't prepared for. I mean, there's always things new at the beginning of the year that if you don't know are going to happen, you might not be as prepared for. And that's where, again, returners who have played a lot would have been able to make adjustments within the game because they've seen it at some point in their career. But I was proud of our effort. I was proud of, like when we got down, we led most of the game, and then we got down and we battled back, and had a great look and executed our play at the end of regulation and got 2 decent looks, 1 good look, and then I'm falling down, I'm just going to throw it at the basket, that's the horns going off look. But tried to make the play out of it, and we haven't done a ton of situations, so I was excited about that. And I thought our overall effort was good, but it's the first game. I always laugh when people go, there's stuff to work on. I mean, there should be stuff to work on after your first game. So now we know some specifics to work on a little bit more and get ready for our next game on Friday.
Which is College of Idaho. Mm-hmm. What do we know about the Coyotes?
Not a lot. We played them last year, but they brought in a lot of transfers. And so Alicia's been working on them, and I'll start that film watching them today. We know they're going to run some 1-3-1 zone, and it's half court to 3/4. So I guess this game prepared us to be ready for that a little bit, because we know we're not. So I'll break that down today and try to find the holes and get us a little bit more prepared for that. And then we just really don't know a whole lot about them because they played their first 2 games this weekend also. So there's no film out there. She got that on Friday, the Friday one, so she was watching it on Saturday and Sunday for me. But I'll watch a lot of that today and tomorrow morning, and we'll be ready to get on the court and start practicing it tomorrow.